Hello everyone, I am Hope June. Today, I will watch the complete plot of One Piece's latest comic 1089.
The title of this painting is Hijacking and Guarding Incident. At the end of the movie, there is a news report. The young hero Kobe was rescued from Pirate Island.
Missing, and Luffy hijacked Vegapunk and used Future Island as a base to fight against the naval fleet. Soon the newspaper spread the news to all over the world.
After seeing the newspaper, the people in Windmill Village were very surprised that the newspaper did not confirm whether Garp was dead.
So the village head still believes that a legendary hero like Garp will be fine.
At this moment, Mutino's child suddenly laughed and was yelled at by the village head. The child started crying until he saw the picture of Luffy.
Recently, the child has gradually become familiar with Luffy. Nagino also asked the child that you already like Big Brother Luffy, right?
On the other side, Dadan also saw the news and burst into tears.
He cried and said, "What are the two guys, Luffy and Garp?"
What to do? Obviously, everyone is very worried about the situation of Garp and Luffy. At the same time, a continuous large earthquake is felt all over the world. The affected places include the Seven Waters Capital Naval Headquarters managed by the Double Nail Mountain of the Great Airway. It's not the same as the country's Huadu, the Impel Undersea Prison, the Holy Land of Mary Gia, etc., down to the common people and the Chanlong people, who are all terrified of this terrible earthquake. At present, the center of the earthquake is still unable to determine the cause of the earthquake. Clearly, the only thing that is certain is that the earthquake happened 6 days after the kingdom of Lulusia was destroyed, and there is nothing left of the place that was once called the kingdom of Lulusia now. There is only a huge hole in the sea that is inaccessible, and nothing any sign that the drive will be closed. The surrounding seawater is still pouring into the cave. This structure is quite similar to Judicial Island. I don't know if the endless abyss below Judicial Island is also formed in this way. The earthquake also caused sea levels to rise by about 1 meter worldwide. Some islands have already been submerged by the raging seawater. The billionaires and the Revolutionary Army marvel at the disappearance of the former beach. At the same time, the situation of Windmill Village is also very dangerous.
Facing the rising seawater, the village chief and villagers are all particularly worried. Their eyes turn to the future island. The Navy also feels the changes in the world and the rise of seawater.
At this time, the naval fleet that surpassed the Chumo Order has already surrounded Egad.
This fleet includes 20 giant battleships, 100 warships, and 30,000 naval soldiers.
The leader of the team is there are 9 powerful vice admirals, Admiral Reduction, and Saturn Satan of the 5 Old Stars.
Although the mechanical sea beasts tried their best to block the Navy's invasion, Reduction personally shot a laser and shot a mechanical sea beast. Reduction came down and it Raymond while fighting the fleeing king called to persuade the other party to surrender.
The fleeing king asked for restoration and no damage to the mechanical sea beast. In principle, the sea beast attacked the Navy first. Wang Yuan said that he also feels embarrassed here, so he hopes that the fleeing king and Vegapunk and he came out to surrender. But the King of War and Fleeing refused to surrender and threatened to fight back. But Tao Wen also said that in the past, Vegapunk had studied the power of restoration to create the pacifist laser weapon. The three of them had a very pleasant cooperation in the memory. After his experience, he didn't expect that the person who restored to kill Vegapunk now can only express his regret for this anger. He said that he can't bear the crime of researching blank history for others. So Restore can only obey the order of the leader to come here. Reverted to laugh at himself and said that I was just a small slave of the company. And then reverted to admit that the Navy did not want to wreak havoc on Mirai Island. But unfortunately, the assassination of Lucci and CPO failed. On the other side of Lucci, the warship Nezutanshing is also eating. The Doberman Pinscher is reporting to Mr. Wu. Satanshing asked no one to know that I am here.
He is also very satisfied with the news report written by Morgans.
At this time, the Lieutenant General the report said that CP0 did not report mission information, but he is also ready to fight the Navy.
It is certain that all the targets are still on the future island, including the researched and developed Vegapunk and his 6 clones,
Vegapunk's 4 Red Angels, and Vegapunk's allied Grass Cat Gang were sent to carry out the assassination mission.
The CPO trio also fought and escaped the king and about 100 pacifists below, who attacked the city and land. The spies brought by Chi were all taken care of by the pacifists. But now the defense system of the Research and Development City, the Celestial Dome, has been activated. It is currently impossible to enter or go out. So what happened in the Research and Development City in the last day is a mystery.
Asked where the researchers on the island were, he learned that the researchers fled yesterday by boat. Unexpectedly, Shatan Sheng directly ordered to be the ship of the researchers, and the Lieutenant General agreed immediately without any hesitation. It seems that part of today's navy is just a butcher knife of the world government. Wand Boney also said that they no longer need Boney. Boney is just a little girl who can't make waves. At this time, someone in Egghead
was making a call to the outside world, and the call was immediately restored.
Listening to the other 5 old stars who are far away in Mary Geo at this moment, they received a phone call. It was Punk number 6 Desire from Future Island.
After restoring the work and rest information, York also immediately began to eavesdrop on the conversation.
The other Punk clones were killed together. After all, he told Wu Lei Oxen the information about Vegapunk's betrayal.
Wu Lei Oxen replied that it was because York was the same as other Vegapunk. I'm not interested in the year. If I'm interested, I won't leak the secrets.
Wu Lei Oxen agrees with this point. Venus Chan Shaylin also said that York has done a good job in survival.
He also wanted
to ask about the Straw Hats and CPO, but York called immediately.
If you broke Chen Shulan's words, he emphasized that he spent the whole night tremblingly alone.
Without him, Wu Lei Oxen would not get any information. So York asked Wu Lei Oxen if he didn't have the slightest sympathy. Did he still want to treat himself and the island at the moment when the war started? Jupiter Peter Sheng said with ambiguous eyes that after experimenting with the flames of the Virgin to destroy the kingdom of Lelucia, Wu Lei Oxen decided to keep York, thinking that York could help them create more flames of the Virgin.
I have the conditions to negotiate with Wu Lei Oxen.
York emphasized that he gave the Holy Mother's flame to Wu Lei Oxen. The weapon
factory is also inside Egghead.
York asked Wu Lei Oxen not to hurt himself and the Research Institute.
He also called Wu Lei Oxen helped him become a celestial dragon, and finally Wu Lei Oxen said that they would arrange these things.
At this moment, York suddenly became emotional and shouted for help. He cried and asked Wu Lei Oxen to save himself from Luffy quickly.
The situation surprised Wu Lei Oxen and Hui Hui. They thought that York had already defeated everyone with an angel. Unexpectedly, York had already been subdued by Luffy and others. He was also forced to beat him by Soren with a knife on his neck. Now, the Straw Hats are all members of CP Lin's Luch Kagastuzi, Oni and Vegapunk. All packed their bags. Everyone is already on the same front and ready to leave Egg H. Nami said that she has figured out the current situation. But Luffy looked dumbfounded and couldn't figure out the situation.
He asked us, as long as we use York as a shield to escape. After hearing this, Boney immediately sighed.
It really looks like a hijacking of a party, right?
Ko replied, that's what happened. Well, the above is the whole plot of One Piece 1089. In this picture, ODA revealed some foreshadowings. For example, the flame of the Virgin was made by York for Wu Lei Oxen. So this weapon should not be the King of Heaven that was previously guessed, but the
power of the weapon is really a bit scary.
If there is a follow-up, if the world government can get more flames of the Virgin, basically everyone should stop playing. So it is estimated that some restrictions should be added to this weapon to be suitable.
In addition, there are still some mysteries that have not been revealed, such as the cause of the big earthquake and sea level rise. And Carp, the exciting thing is that the story has returned to the main line of Luffy. Everyone has also encountered the
encirclement of the Navy and the war is about to break out. So look forward to the follow-up duel on Mirai Island.
Friends who like One Piece series also remember to like and pay attention.
It's really important to me. We'll see you soon. Thank you all. Bye bye.